Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to Martyn Lucas Investor for this special NVIDIA analysis video. We are live at the moment, so we're making this live. So once I've welcomed everybody in, I will make a start to the actual video itself. And we've got other videos waiting to come out very, very shortly as well, some premieres. So we're going to set those up right now. So the first thing I'm going to do is send you to at the end of this live broadcast. We have a growth scare, and then we have the global crash, what really happened. So that's all set up now. So what I'm going to do now is put this in the show for you, and then I'll start making the video. So the first video will be this one. Just bear with me. So I need to do this growth scare. This is the first one. This is where we'll go straight after this live show. Growth scare. I got an interview here for you. Okay, and then straight after that, we have what really happened. And that is this one here. I can't do this until I go live. That's why I'm doing this now. What really happened? There we go. Then what really happened? Okay. And then we'll start the review. Okay. Now I'll pin this to the top in the chat. Okay, here we go. Let me put that in there for you. There it is. Pin that to the top. Okay. We're all good. So duplicate that. Duplicate that. And we're about to start. Got everything prepared for you. Growth scare, that's that one there. Okay, that one. And the global crash, what really happened, wasn't exactly as the mainstream media make it out to be. But we are good to go now. Okay, everybody ready? Time for another review. Welcome everybody over there on TikTok. We're about to start our review. This will be a video later. So we're about to do a live analysis on NVIDIA. Hello, James from Silver Spring. We're back. Boxing Kanga, DJF Super Tubers. Good look at Grok. I can't do that now, I'm afraid. I'm doing a review for a member. If you're a member, I can do reviews for you, but this is a special video for a member. Okay. Here we go. Without further ado, we'll make a start. Ready? Okay, here we go. Time for another stock review. This time we're doing NVIDIA, NVDA. If you are a member of my channel and you super chat me, you can have a review done from just $1. $1 it goes to the bottom of the list, and $10 it goes up to the top. And we've got a review here to be done for one of our members, and it's a very timely one as well. And after this, we're going to go to two more events that are about to happen. I'm making this live, but straight at the end of this, I've put together an interview here with Tom Lee, a growth scare, what it's all about. That will follow this live broadcast, so stick with me for that. And then straight after that, that premiere will take you to this premiere, Global Crash, what really happened. what really happened. It wasn't exactly as the mainstream media want you to believe. Isn't that always the case? Anyway, let's get straight into it. If it's your very first time here, click subscribe if you like this sort of content, and also tap the like button if you'd like to share this out. This is a live broadcast, but I am making a unedited live review as I make it. We are talking AI. We're talking AI, the most famous AI company in the world. Is it the best company in the world? Should we own it? Should we reach out and touch the robot? Can we make some money, however, if we buy this stock? Well, can we turn the printer on? That's the question right now with the global economy the way it is. But do the numbers stack up? Can we make money? Well, we're going to look at it right now, and we're going to review this stock, look at the numbers, go through it all, and come to the conclusion that you can decide for yourself whether you like this stock or not. Now, in this review, remember, I'm not sponsored by the company to say this. I'm not paid by anyone to say this. It's just something I do for my members. So I'm not biased in any way. Full disclosure, I only own the S&P. That's how I own my NVIDIA. I own it through the S&P. In this review, what are you going to see? You're going to see the most advanced AI algorithmic software. You're going to see a full review. We're going to look at the line chart, the basic line chart. We're going to look at what the company is, look at the basic information. Then we're going to go deep dive into the money, the intrinsic valuation. We're also going to look at the balance sheet, the financials. Who's buying on the inside? Who's selling? Who owns the stock? What's going on? The short interest. Is it really worth all this money? We're also going to do a comparison to the S&P 500, latest news, trends, charts, stories, what's going on around the stock. Also news from the website, and also latest news from their own investor pages. All that's coming up on this review, followed by those premieres that are about to go live at the end of this review. Now, during the review, everyone watching me live has the following premieres pinned to the top. Those watching later on will be able to find the links below this video in the description and pinned to the comments. So without further ado, let's get straight into our review. We're going to start nice and simple, but it will get more advanced as we go. So let's start very, very simple, and let's have a look at it. NVIDIA. $100 flat right now. We've just had a huge global downturn, a correction, whatever you want to call it. I will go through all of that and explain exactly what happened, and it affects NVIDIA a lot with the following video, the following two videos. So make sure that you stick and watch those. But let's have a quick look. We can see that it's absolutely a mega stock. I mean, this stock used to be 18 cents. Of course, there's been splits along the way, but nevertheless, you can still see the growth there all the way up here to somewhere in the region of 13,900. So does it really matter it's come down? Well, yes, it does, because many people started buying it on the way up, and now they're out of the money or whatever. So today, it went down. It's recovered a lot since it went crashed down throughout the evening. We've had over the week it's down 12%. Over the month, down 22%. Over the 3 months, it's up 12%. And as we go now, we can see it up, and off it runs. For those of you who don't know, we probably should just look at some of the basic information first. NVIDIA engages in design, manufacture of computer graphics processors, chipsets, and related multimedia software. It operates through the following segments: graphics processing unit, GPU, and compute and networking. Everyone thinks about it as AI, but actually it's a graphics card company. It's more than that now, though, and we're going to show you who uses it, where it gets used later in this review. The graphics segment includes GeForce GPUs for gaming. Remember when we first bought this for our gaming consoles? A little bit different now. The GeForce NOW game streaming service and related infrastructure, Quadro NVIDIA RTX GPUs for enterprise workstation graphics, virtual GPU or vGPU software for cloud-based visual and virtual computing, automotive platforms for infotainment systems, and Omniverse Enterprise software for thank you very much indeed for your subscription, Lady Red. I've got a song actually I've just recorded called The Lady in Red with The Lady in Red. You might want to watch it on my music channel. Go and search for it. Martyn Lucas, Lady in Red. I think you'll like it. A full pop video. Building and operating metaverse and 3D internet applications, the compute and networking segment consists of data center, accelerated computing, and platforms and end-to-end networking platforms, including quantum for InfiniBand and spectrum for Ethernet. NVIDIA Drive, automated driving platform, and automotive development agreements, Jetson Robotics and other embedded platforms, NVIDIA AI Enterprise and other software, and DGX Cloud software and services. The company was founded by Sun Huang. I can never really pronounce his name, but there we go. Jen Husang Huang. That will do. Chris A. Malakowski, and I do apologize for not spelling it, pronouncing it correctly. And Curtis R. Preem in April 1993. Headquartered, of course, in Santa Clara, California. We all know it as NVIDIA, NVDA, Santa Clara. Founded in 1993, 29,600 employees, and Jen Huang is the CEO, of course. Now we have a Meet the CEO series. I surround myself by the right people. You know that I performed for Jerry Jones and Mark Cuban, and I meet and talk to live on the show CEOs. Always surround yourself by great people. Aspire to be them, not the idiots that try and bother you talking nonsense. So Jen or anybody from the company or any of your investors, the way to get Jen on the show, and we can have him on the show, we've had loads of CEOs on the show and we've got more planned coming up, is what you do is you email investor relations. You email them, tell them about the show. We very often rank number one for stocks, the stocks we cover. We don't rank number one for this stock at the moment. We're about 5th in the world, but I'm sure, and when I say rank, I mean number one. We rank about 5 or 6 right now, but after another month or so, I'm sure we'll rank number one because nobody works harder than me. I go live 12 hours a day, and we're growing 1,000 subscribers a day at the moment. So if you'd like Jen on the show, email investor relations, build a relationship, say you're an investor, you'd love them to be on the show, learn more. I don't promote their company. What I do is talk to them in a way they don't get the chance to do so on Bloomberg and CNBC, and we learn more about the people behind the business. That's what it's all about. Right, now then, if we're buying this on margin, it's regarded as low risk, really, 25%. That's very good. Average volume, 372 million, which means this stock trades a lot. To everyone watching this show right now, right now, that would not be a surprise. It's a very fluid stock, this one. Volume today is 362, so it's average volume, but bearing in mind we are halfway through the day, we're going to exceed the average. It's not too bad then, really, considering what's been happening today. Let's carry on. What else have we got? Price to earnings ratio, now 62.75. It has come down dramatically, but still expensive. We'll come on to the intrinsic value and whether you can pay this much money for this stock. Why would you? We'll find out in just a few moments' time. If you just tuned in and you like this so far, please tap the like button, subscribe. We've got 2 premieres following this live broadcast very shortly to back all this up, to follow on what's been going on today. 2.49 is the market cap. Now remember, the market cap is purely the value of the shares outstanding, what they're all worth today. Does not mean that the company is worth 2.49 trillion. It could be worth more, it could be worth less. That's what we're going to look at when we look at the profit, the loss, the balance sheet in a few moments. This is purely what people are prepared to pay for it on the day. And stocks like this are very sexy and rock and roll. And like Elon Musk and Tesla, people can overbuy the stock. You never want to overbuy it. Maybe there's a better way to own this, and I'll talk about that later on in the video. 52-week high, 140, 52-week low, 39. You can see we've had a massive growth there. Right, okay, let's carry on. More information. Let's scroll down here. We'll finish this up. What I will do at this point, I will switch to this angle and provide you with a much better, clearer way to look at this. It's a new feature on Robinhood, which I really do like, actually, but we'll come on to that in a second. Before I do show you the hedge funds, the trades, the insights, I want to show you what Morningstar say. Now, Morningstar is what's used by Robinhood. I wouldn't go by this at all. They're paid by them, so you don't know what the reviews, if they're real or not. Mine is real. No one pays me from the company to do this. Bulls are saying the firm has a first mover advantage in autonomous driving, market that could lead to widespread adoption of its Drive PX self-driving platform. Now, there's no question about it. NVIDIA are leading. The competition are years and years behind. That doesn't mean to say they'll be there forever, but it's very, very difficult to take over a company at this scale and this size once it's grown like this. It's like trying to replace Microsoft. You're just simply not going to do it. I think NVIDIA is in that position now. It's just not going to go away, and you just won't be able to beat it. The bears say NVIDIA's gaming GPU systems business has often seen boom or bust cycles based on PC demand. That's fair enough, but I think that's now out of date. What I mean by out of date, it was said in August. I don't mean, which is 3 days ago, but that's a backward way of looking at it. NVIDIA is not about gaming. Of course it does that, but its AI technology is now being employed by Google, Tesla, Microsoft, Amazon. It's going to be in all systems. You've got to think of it as it's not just about the man on the street buying a games console anymore, or a graphic card. It's more of an enterprise business. That's where the future is right now. During a downturn, enterprise business. What that means is companies spending money between themselves. So when Microsoft spend money, it's because they're doing well. They spend it with NVIDIA. Google will spend it with NVIDIA. Tesla will spend it with NVIDIA. NVIDIA are benefiting from all the other companies, which make up approximately about 30% of the growth potential this year of the S&P. You might guess then which way I'm going if I want to own this stock. Yep, you've guessed it. I own it through the S&P because there's 6.6% of VU, which is how I buy the S&P, is NVIDIA. I prefer that because many of the smaller caps in the index are lagging, and they're all about to explode once we get rate cuts. So to own the S&P with the leader just behind Microsoft, but bearing in mind when Microsoft make money, so do NVIDIA, I would rather own it direct through VU, which is my preferred ETF. Let's now have a look at how Robinhood are trading it. How you can see it's very much green as far as buying and selling is concerned. Let's look at hedge funds. What's the deal here? Now you can see there's been some trimming over the last few quarters. If we get some more details, we can see exactly who has been buying this and selling this. If we have a little look, we can see that Fisher Asset, they've just bought. And we can see how much they've just bought, 1,894 shares. It's a 2% change. We can see Sands Capital Management, they've been selling. Matrix has been selling. A few have been selling recently in the very recent days. Well, obviously we know why. Okay, what about insiders? Who's buying on the inside? Well, we can see some selling recently gone on. Let's open up the details there. Jensen himself, the president and CEO, has sold, but we want to show you this is uniformative sell. This is automatic transactions. A lot of people will look at this online, particularly on Reddit, when they don't read balance sheets, and they'll go, the CEO is selling. What he's selling here and the amount he's selling here is simply, we're talking about automatic sellings, tax positions where it doesn't really get noticed or seen. He's not even aware of it. I know it sounds huge numbers when you look at that, but that isn't a major concern. I'm not worried about that. Okay, so we're going to come on to some more detail of insider trading in a minute. This is just the headline of it before we get there. All right, let's move on down. If you are liking this video, please shake my hand, tap the like button just there, and I really, really would appreciate it. There we go. Tap the like button. It really makes a difference. It shares this video out to more people. We all know about the growth. We're going to come on to that now and the upcoming earnings. We've seen NVIDIA consistently beating on earnings, getting a little bit close to the bone this time, but the next one will be a make or break potentially for the stock in the short term. Now, of course, we will cover the earnings. The earnings is on August the 26th. If you look below this video when it comes out as a video, I will be covering the earnings live. We'll be providing charts, technical analysis, the live broadcast plus conversation afterwards and live phone in if everyone wishes to get involved. Okay, who else is trading this stock? This is important. It gives you the indication of the sentiment. AMD, not so keen on AMD. I prefer NVIDIA by a mile. Microsoft is its kind of customer and partner. Great company. Meta Platforms, great. Amazon, great. Google and Apple. Now, this is good. What we're seeing here are solid companies. What is a shame, we're not seeing any Coca-Cola, or we're not seeing any J&J. The reason why I say that, that's old money, long-term holds. People that don't wish to trade just hold forever. We want to see that. And we will see that in the future. I would imagine in about 5 years' time, when growth starts to flatten, which it will, NVIDIA will probably encourage and get a dividend, and it will become the sort of stock that you hold and own forever once it gets entrenched in absolutely everything. All right, let's move on in our review and have a little look, first of all, at some latest news that's just out. Okay, and this is just a couple of days ago. NVIDIA accelerates humanoid robotics development. Developers gain access to new NVIDIA NIM microservices for robotic simulation in Isaac Lab and Isaac Sim. Osmo Robot Cloud Compute, Orchestration Service, teleoperated data capture workflow, and more. Well, obviously, we know that this is the center for robotics. We know that it's employed by Tesla. Elon Musk has said a Optimus robot is going to be, by its billions, not millions, it's going to outnumber humans. It's going to be absolutely, everyone's going to own one. About $25,000 is regarded as the entry point. But what does that really mean? Nothing right now. And if you've watched the film I, Robot, you'll probably feel that this is all quite scary and it's getting very, very close. Well, it really is. It's just around the corner. Not going to be quite up to speed from what Elon Musk says, of course. He does like to exaggerate, even though he's very, very good. But all of that is coming along with NVIDIA. Let's just read this bit of news. We're not going to cover the whole thing. Otherwise, the review would be 3 hours long. And it's going to be about a 35, 40-minute video. To accelerate humanoid development on a global scale, NVIDIA today announced it's providing the world's leading robot manufacturers, AI model developers and software makers with a suite of services, models and computing platforms to develop, train and build the next generation of humanoid robotics. And among the offerings are new NVIDIA NIM microservices and frameworks for robot simulation and learning, the NVIDIA Osmo orchestration service for running multi-stage robotics workloads, and an AI simulation-enabled teleportation workflow that allows developers to train robots using small amounts of human demonstration data. Okay, we're not going to touch any more. We just wanted to cover the highlight of this. Now, I'm sure everybody here has seen the partnership with Mark Zuckerberg, of course. We know all the partners with other businesses. All of that. We've seen how Meta did well on their earnings, and the others did too. Google was a good earnings. It just wasn't as good as people expected in their return for their investment with AI. So really, the recent sell-off has been more to do with impatience than anything else, and a lot to do with what happened this morning, in the early hours with Japan. And again, that's all explained in my next video, which is coming out as a premiere in a few minutes. Right. What we're going to do now is we're going to go and look at the numbers, the balance sheet, the inside trading and all the rest of it after I've just shown you this news only out today. This is important. Chips. We've got the Middle East now. We've got, there's a lot of work goes in Israel. That's a risk. We've also got China and Taiwan, chips risk there. So what's going on with Taiwan semi stock on Monday? You can't buy NVIDIA with not knowing what's going on with the wider world of semiconductors. So just a little bit of what's going on today. Taiwan Semiconductor stock traded lower on Monday following the broader semiconductor industry sell-off. It's a tech sell-off, but it's also a correction, and it's also a fear of recession. But that's not what worries me. It was because there were so many people that borrowed money from Japan using margin to buy AI stocks American stocks borrowing Japanese money. They got liquidated today by the changes in currency with Japan. That's what the main issue is. And again, that gets explained in my video in a moment as well. So make sure that you watch that. Artificial intelligence stocks led by crucial big tech supplier NVIDIA, which has driven much of 2024's market gains, fell on Monday as fears of a US recession triggered a global sell-off on Wall Street. No, that was not the main reason. That's what the media are saying, but in fact, it isn't the main reason. That is a reason, one of three, but the main reason was Japan, a correction, and that is all correcting today. We've seen how my portfolio has been coming back all morning because I simply bought more of the S&P at the bottom, and it's been coming back. So I'll just share that with you here. So we know what's going on now with the global community. All right, so let's go into the numbers, and then in a moment I will share with you how it compares to the S&P. Just before that, though, one final bit of information just in. What are stock bubbles? Now, this is important to understand. If we get an overinflated stock, we've seen it with Tesla, could it happen with NVIDIA? I don't think so. I don't think so. The adoption of EVs has slowed down for other reasons. In interest rates, people can't afford to buy EVs so much at the moment, and it's hard to build the infrastructure out. However, when we talk about NVIDIA, it's enterprise money. You're not rushing out buying anything with AI attached to it, are you? I won't even pay for ChatGPT. I don't spend any money on it. I don't even use AI unless it's something that's built into the system that I don't know about, but I just don't use it. Where AI money is going to come from is enterprise. It's going to be put into systems that is going to be invested on and spent on within companies like Tesla and Microsoft, Google, Amazon. You're not going to see it. It's just going to be there, other than the actual physical items like robots. But the technology in the cars, the EV tolls, the spaceships, the way we do computing, all of those things will be built into systems. We won't see it. So I don't think there is a bubble at all. I think this is like the next industrial revolution, the AI revolution. So what are stock bubbles and when do they burst? What to know as NVIDIA tech sector sink? It's sinking because of external macro conditions, nothing to do with the chips themselves. We'll just read the first couple of paragraphs. As semiconductor stocks and the overall technology sector continue to nosedive from all-time highs, investors may question whether its meteoric rise was a bubble. No, it's selling off for a very specific reason. What's a bubble? Bubbles are typically defined by periods where stocks for other assets experience price booms substantial above the intrinsic valuation. We're not going to go into that anymore. I just wanted to cover the element of what a bubble is, all right, and see if that's relevant. I don't think it is, and I'm going to share that with you now. How many people are watching me? Fantastic, 128. Making a video, that's the most I've ever watched me make a video. So thank you very much indeed. Tap the like button, that would be very, very nice indeed. And if you could subscribe, that would be awesome. I've never had 128 people watch me live make a video, I don't think. 132. There we go. Very nice. All right. So now the numbers, what you've been waiting for before we then wrap up my opinion on the stock, whether it's a buy, hold or sell, and then send you to the two premieres that are just about to come out, which you cannot afford to miss. And then, of course, tonight we've got the Palantir earnings. You want to see that as well, right? The Palantir earnings. All right. So without further ado, let's get straight into this. Now then, the intrinsic valuation of the stock. Right now, we've got a overvaluation of 23%. Fantastic. I'll put my thumbs up straight away. I like it. That is an absolute steal for me, and I'll explain why. I am very, very happy to overbuy. Whoops, a daisy. I didn't mean to do that one. I meant to do that one. There we go. I'm happy to spend 25% overvaluation for a growth stock. A growth stock like this is an explosive growth stock, and I don't think we've even started, really, to be honest. It's definitely a ka-ching for me. Overvaluation there of just 23% on base case. If we look at the best case, it's 43%. Best case will be later on this year. We've got a growth scare, and the following video will explain that, I'm sure. So there is the intrinsic valuation, and it is reliable. The intrinsic valuation is reliable. For those of you who don't know what an intrinsic value is, you might like to pause the video there and zoom in by just 2 fingers on your app, open it up and have a little look. That's what the intrinsic value is, and that's why I use it. But you cannot just use it on its own. Otherwise, you're going to make lots and lots of mistakes if you do. All right, okay. Now then, from their last earnings call, let's have a quick look at that, quick summary of this. And then we're going to talk about the upcoming earnings, which I'm going to cover live on the show. NVIDIA reported a record Q1 with $26 billion in revenue, up 18% sequentially and 262% year on year, surpassing their $24 billion outlook. Data center revenue soared by 427% year on year to $22.6 billion, driven by demand for the NVIDIA Hopper GPU. The company highlighted the expansion of Tesla's AI cluster and Meta's Llama 3 trained on 24H100 GPUs. NVIDIA announced a 10-for-1 stock split and 150% dividend increase for Q2. That's very good. I wasn't even looking at the dividend factor, so there's an extra plus. So that's just a little icing on the cake. You don't buy this for the dividend, but nevertheless, a growth stock with a dividend, we'll take that. For Q2, NVIDIA projects $28 billion in revenue, continuing robust growth across all platforms and maintaining gross margins in the mid-70s range. We're not going to do the full analysis on this review. That's for the next earnings. Let's look at revenue. Now then, we've got here 31% up, and the most recent range is was April 27. So we're waiting for our next earnings to be out, and we'll be getting that very, very soon. In just a couple of weeks, I'll be covering it live. Now, if you like this software, it's the most advanced AI software there is. I know the CEO who created this, and Bloomberg and CNBC cannot offer you the deal that I've got. All my members can get this software for free. Use it for free. So if you want to become a member in the chat, click that or look below in the video. It will give you the basic version. If you want to become a premium user of this software and use it the way I do, you can sign up for it, and basically the discount is so good that I only do partnerships if I can bring a better deal than anyone else on planet Earth. Otherwise, I'm not interested. I've done that for you. It'll basically make my membership for free the discount that you get. Best software you're ever going to see to review stocks. And if you use the software, if you get the software, here is the link in the chat, Alpha Spread. I've just given you the link in the live chat. It's also below the video. You can open up all of these and get a lot more information. I think you'll agree it's extremely well presented. Anyway, operating income up 42%, expecting S-curves all along the way, and I believe we will. I believe we will. Forget the growth spurt, the growth scare, which we'll talk about in the next video. We're going to get it. No doubt about it, we're going to get it. I believe that the S&P will 3x by the end of the decade. Tom Lee says that. I agree. I actually said it before Tom Lee, by the way, if you want to go and check my videos. So I think he watches me rather than me watching him. That'd be good, wouldn't it? It's not true, but I can say it, can't I? Net income up 43%, explosive. Financing cash flow down 66%. Investing cash flow up 46%. That's a negative. Operating cash flow up 44%. Balance sheet. Now, this is where it gets interesting. 77.1 billion, of which 31.4 billion is in cash. A very, very, very cash-rich business, which means they have a wide moat. They can cross the competition because we know the margins are good. We'll look at those in a moment. 27.9 billion in assets, of which long-term debt is staggeringly low. I was going to joke there and say high, but I thought, no, I'll just make it as it is. Not everyone gets my humor. 8.5 billion debt when we've got 31 billion in cash. Basically, we have a perfect balance sheet. We have a perfect balance sheet. Long-term debt makes up 30% of its liabilities. We can pay that off in 5 minutes. Very, very, very strong business. Forget what people tell you about bubbles and everything else. It's a very, very strong business. Its margins, 75% gross margin, operating margin 60%, net margin 53, FCF 49, all positive, ROCE 99, ROIC 120. If you want more terminology on these, of course, if you open up the software, it'll tell you. I'm assuming everybody knows. If I go into every detail, my reviews will be 3 hours long. 72% ROA, 120% on ROE. Now, that might sound great, but how does it compare to the competition? No point saying our net margin is 53% after expenses is great if everybody else has got a net margin of 60%. That means their moat can be crushed. We know by the experience that their margins are fantastic, and you can go and check the competition in a minute. Now then, fundamental score. This for me is everything. I'm all about buying quality, value, quality, value, quality, value. I cannot overemphasize it enough. On a climate where people will happily take the time to look at trash like Faraday Future, when you can be buying a decent quality, fantastic business, they just think it's expensive. You are missing the point of what investing is. The profitability of this score, of this company, is the highest of any stock in the world. 97%, I have never seen higher. Now, it's very good that they make huge amounts of profit, but what it means is they crush the competition. On the extra channel, you can hear me. Just bear with me. You'll catch up with me in a second. Okay, you're back with me now. Sorry about that. We had a technical issue. I have backup internet, backup streams, backup power. I can always get you back on the same stream, and there we go. If you ever lose signal during the making of a video or a live show, here is the backup stream. We have the extra channel where I'm live all the time, 12 hours a day, behind the scenes. So that's where I was talking to you, telling you I'm still here, stick with me. As I say, I do have backup internet, backup power, backup systems, cameras, everything switches. It just does take a moment to work like that. So thank you very much for staying with me. All right, hopefully everyone's still here, and I'll pick up where I left off. So I'm gonna have to edit on break. So edit on break. Okay, both streams set up on YouTube. Okay, let's carry on. So it's a perfect profitability score, which means it can crush the competition. How about looking at the solvency score? If you invest in this business, is it ever going to go bust? Well, 82% is one of the highest scores you will ever see. I don't think I've ever seen a solvency score higher than this, because it has some debt. If it paid all its debts off tomorrow, it'd be 100%, I guess. But 82% is as high as I've ever seen. A fantastic, by miles, a fantastic solvency score. There really isn't anything to worry about there. Okay. Let's look at where we are today. Now then, we've got Wall Street gave a downside worst case scenario, $50. Well, we've just done a chart, and you might like to look below this video. I will post it there when I've finished this video. And you might like to look, Sensei did a chart for this saying the lowest it can go is $60. We don't see it happening, not very likely, but that's where it could go, $60, okay? So we are very close to what Wall Street have said. Again, they probably copy us. We probably use better advanced system. I'm joking. NVIDIA average, 36% upside. Very, very nice indeed. That's not including the growth spurt we're about to get. And the highest forecast, 106. I think these numbers are very conservative, and I do expect a significant beat, which will blow the market out of the water on the next earnings. So I'll be covering that live, of course, and you don't want to miss it. Who else is going to provide you? There's not any other YouTuber online who will provide you the level of detail and commitment and live every day than I do. No one works as hard as me. No one is as crazy as me. Right, that's a fact. Right, what about short interest with all this pain going on? Short interest, 1.19%, 1.19. Well, need I say more? People say short squeeze. Well, obviously not. Driving the stock down? Obviously not. No short interest to even talk about at all. Nothing to talk about. Now, earlier in the review, I talked about the competition. AMD, Qualcomm, Texas Instruments. You want to know, by clicking on this, you can find out what their profit is and what their balance sheet looks like, to give you the moat, to give you the best value, which, you know, maybe there's a better value in AMD, or maybe there's more value in Broadcom. All of this is available using my software. Again, I'll give you the link in the chat, or you can look below the video and get a link. We have our own page on AlphaSpread. I know the CEO, and my members get the best deal. Just become a member of the channel and you will get the best deal. Okay, otherwise I wouldn't be doing it. Okay, ownership. Now we talked about it earlier with Robinhood, and it wasn't as clear as it is here. We have seen some recent selling. Recent selling. Now, this recent selling has come in the last 0 to 3 months, 1.2 billion dollars worth of shares, and this was by the CEO. So it's quite significant, but it's automatic trading. And when you take the size of the scale of the company, it's actually not a major concern. So I'm not really put off by that. It would make sense to take some profit at that stage. I don't think there's anything untoward going on there at all, but there we go. Now then, we've just got a few hours ago, some information just out. I will share it. My reviews all go down here on the website as well. Let's have a quick look. And if this is not anything I have not said, I will turn it off. Here we go.
Harvest Portfolio Management CIO, Paul Meeks. Paul, great to see you with us, have you with us. I'm going to read your words exactly. I want to be clear that this is what you are saying. I think that this correction will bring one hell of a buying opportunity in select tech stocks. Are we there yet?
Yes. I don't think so. I think we have to at least get through the earnings reporting season. So give me another week or two.
That's close enough.
I'm also looking at some specific tells this week. One has just taken place. That is the sell-side conference presentation by Micron. And then the other one comes with Supermicro's quarterly announcement after tomorrow night's close. I think we're getting close, but every time I hold off, and I've been holding off buying my favorite names since well before this earnings cycle, it just seems to be a better day to hold off and get them lower.
Now then, I'll just pause it there because this was 17 hours ago. This was before the global crash. So we are there. Like I said, we are there now. Who the hell cares whether you buy it for 101, 102, 99, 98? To me, it's a $200 stock. I'm not going to cover any more there because 17 hours ago would normally be very interesting. However, 17 hours ago is a lifetime ago with the current events that have just occurred. Right, last 90 days, 64% positive. The last 30 days, 49%. The last 7 days, 39%. And today, of course, we've got this negative news. Well, that's not a surprise. It's an outside macro condition. Right, let me wrap up this review and give whether I would buy the stock, how I would buy it, and all the rest of it. So first of all, if this is a live video, if you're watching this, a live stream, if you're watching this later, there are links that you might want to look for. Look below, look above my head, and you will find all the links. If you click the more button underneath the description, that opens those links up. You will see martynlucas.com, my website. On the all links button, and again, it's above here or down here, you'll find all my links for everything, including AlphaSpread. You want that software, you can get the free version. You might as well do that just because using my link. However, should you decide to buy it, my membership will make it for free. My membership will become free with the discount that you get. Now, also, there's going to be a link above my head down below in the description and also in the cards here at the end in just a moment of 2 events you cannot afford to miss that are about to go live in just a second if I time this perfectly, which I will, of course. I'm not going to mess this up. In 8 minutes from now, Growth Scare, talking to Tom Lee, and you can listen and I react to that. Straight after that, it's only a 10-minute video. Straight after that, Global Crash, what really happened, not what the media said. What they said, oh, it's a recession scare, it's a growth scare. I sat up all night, I've not slept all evening. I bought more, I bought the dip, and there's a lot more to it than that. And I've done some phone calls. I've got CEOs, friends, people that work at the companies on my X account and Instagram account. They follow me, and I know really what went on behind the scenes. So make sure that you will follow these 2 videos and then join us afterwards tonight for the Palantir earnings. Now then, I'm now going to give you my thoughts on this. If you have not yet clicked subscribe and ring the bell, I really would appreciate it. And I'll give you a couple of links before I go, as this is a live video. I'm trying to raise millions of dollars for charity on my music channel. I was voted by Elton John as the World Piano Man. Please click my music link in the chat. I need 10,000 subscribers and I will do charitable events for free for you, where the money goes directly to your charity, all of it. No fees, no charges when I get 10,000 subscribers. So please do subscribe to my music channel. Okay, so let me tell you what I think about this. NVIDIA, is it a buy, sell, hold, or whatever? Well, where do I start? I've got about 2 minutes to finish this video. So I'm going to ask you to go here. This is my X account. It'll also be below the video, and vote on this. Is it a buy, a hold, or a sell? Right now, there is a few hours left. We have 24 votes. 67% say yes, I am buying. That was done, bearing in mind, before the crash. I would like you to vote. You can vote live as we're talking now, and I can see this and give you an update if anyone starts to vote on it. But maybe you'll do it later. So let me give you my thoughts right now. Is this a buy, hold, or sell? In my opinion, it's the best AI stock you can own. Unquestionably, from the balance sheet, the fundamentals, the debt position, the inside trading, the ownership is exemplary, the moat, everything about this stock, the customers it has, the enterprise business. I'm not worried about the end-to-end customer. I'm not on about the domestic customer buying games consoles. That's not really of any interest to me whatsoever. For me, it's definitely a buy at this level. 100%, it's a double, potentially within the next 6 months' time. I honestly believe that. However, would I buy it? Right, would I buy NVIDIA? No, I wouldn't. And the reason why I wouldn't is I own this for 2 reasons. One, so you know I'm not pumping and dumping stock. No one can go on Reddit and say Martyn Lucas is only trying to pump his own bags. No, I don't own anything other than the S&P. Also, that's why the CEOs want to talk to me on the show, because I'm not a pump and dumping Reddit channel. I'm not even a YouTuber by that stretch. I'm actually the World Piano Man broadcasting on TV, YouTube TV. I would buy it through the S&P because the S&P makes up 6.6% if you buy VU, and I'll very, very quickly share that with you on the screen so you can see here. If we do it, look at this, NVIDIA here on VU, exactly the same as SPY. I just prefer VU because the cost of management is cheaper, 6.62. But bearing in mind, Microsoft, Apple, Amazon, Meta, Google, and Tesla are all its customers. So really, you own about 30% of the S&P growth, not the allocation of the S&P, in the safest asset you can ever own. Much better than the NASDAQ, which can sell off because it's too tech heavy. For me, the best way, especially as the S&P is down right now, the way to buy this stock without a shadow of a doubt is the S&P. You're then owning a big chunk of it. So right now, if I look at my investments, you can see I currently have $153,000 of investment of the S&P, plus my IRA, which is another 20. So I'm coming up to now 170, 180,000, getting pretty close to $250,000 invested. So how much of that, if we did a quick calculation, it's about 12 grand. Am I guessing something like that? Someone's going to write in and say no, but top of my head, about $12,000 I own, which is very, very nice. Thank you very much of NVIDIA. So there you go. It is a buy from me, but I would buy it through the through the S&P. VU would be my choice. There is my analysis on NVIDIA. I hope you liked it. I hope you subscribed and rung the bell. I'll now give you all the links just to close off, because we're now going to go to a world premiere in just a few moments time, and we're going to start with this one in 3 minutes. This is the growth scare. What's going on? You need to understand this and get my reaction to it at the end, followed by what really happened. And I know, because I was up all night speaking to people around the world, not just reading what Bloomberg and CNBC said. That's great, but I want to know a bit more than what's on the TV. I've got friends, CEOs on my X and so on who I speak to, so I know what's going on, what's really going on. Click above my head for all the links. Down below in the description over here, when the video comes out, I shall post the growth scare. Down here, I shall post the what really happened. And if I can squeeze it in here, I'll provide you the technical chart that Sensei did. If not, it'll be below in the description and pinned to the comments, telling you the buy zone, support zones, and how you can make money from this stock. That's what you want to know. There you go. I hope you enjoyed it. Stick with me as I end the video officially, then unofficially. Make sense? Take care of yourselves and each other. All right, there's the video itself. That will go out in a short while. We've got coming up later the closing bell, and of course we've got what do you call it? What's it called? Palantir earnings. But right now, yep, I'm right on the button. It's time for me to send you to the world premiere. Look out for this video when it comes out later. It'll get a lot more views when it comes out as a video, as opposed to the live stream, the making of it, because I improved the audio and tidy things up a little bit. So right now, though, we've got this about to occur. So let me give you the links for the growth scare and what really happened. Here we go. It's pinned to the top, but it's also there in the chat for you right now. Any moment now it's going to go live. Let me have a quick look. Let me see how many people are actually watching me right now. Where are we? 782 been through the stream. Wow, that's quite a lot for a making of a video. What about subscribers? Hopefully today we could hit 30,000 subscribers. We're growing about 1,000 subscribers a day at the moment, thereabouts. And we have the highest engagement rate of any channel on YouTube. We have 98% of our live viewers are members on our regular shows, which is more than any other channel on earth. I'm extremely proud of that. It's because we're live all the time. And I just tell the truth. And I sit up all night, I hope, and find out what's going on, because I just like to help people. There we go. Pokiscrow, very informative video, Martyn. Great stuff. Thank you very much indeed. Pokiscrow, really appreciate that. We're about to start. The moment this starts, please go and enjoy it. I'm just going to make sure it'll automatically run there. Customization, yes, it will. There it is. Let's make sure it goes there. There it is. And click live. There it is. And the moment that starts, I'm going to end this stream, send you there, watch this one. This will then follow what really happened. This is only like 8 minutes long. Then it'll go to what really happened, and then I'll see you this afternoon. That's it from me. Thank you very much indeed for your support. Appreciate you all. And just be calm. We're going to be fine, but just be selective. I would buy it through the S&P. See you all back in a bit. Thank you very much indeed. Go and enjoy the premiere. Until next time, as always, take care of yourselves and each other.